today and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be discussing my year-old build that is still usable and probably one of the most tankiest builds. So tanky, I farm people in it and they accuse me of stacking, and then later on I'll call them stacking. So anyways, today we're going to start with the legendary perks. It will be the same as the previous videos. You want max rank PA reboot. PA reboot comes in clutch so many times. Someone chucks a pulse grenade, pops. Someone crits a pulse grenade, you survive, they die. Max rank endurance just to get that extra HP. Funky does max rank for that acid damage. The max rank taken 114, again more damage, and then max rank intelligent and luck. Really, this is the main two you need. Luck and intelligence to do the full build. Right, so let's go to the build. Right, it will be called AC 130 above. You need 9 in strength, 1 in perception, 15 endurance, 7 charisma, 9 intelligence, 12 agility, and 3 luck. Anyways, this build can be used with 2 weapons, a non-legacy and a legacy. Anyways, damage cards as we need a max rank heavy gunner, useful. Just any card can go in here, like awareness, anything. Doesn't matter. Alright, perception doesn't matter on this build. Anyways, got life giver. As we're bloodied, we need more HP. Chem feed, again, to make the chems last longer. Your buffs. Lead belly. You see, with Lead Belly, this interesting story about my build. We have to take this off for a second. But interesting story about my build. I started as a Stimpak build, a Vampires Explosive Stimpak build when I first started PvP about 3 years ago, in 2020. 2020. Don't know why I added it too. Anyways, I do rate people that are starting the Stimpak build because that's where I came from. If you don't want Conan on, you could put agility, I don't know, you could put, anyways, we're going off track. The reason why I like this build and the reason why I've grown attached to this build, I have hardly changed it in a year's time because, well, there's no need to. It's tanky, does average damage, and if you pair it with the new meadows that's coming up that absolutely melts people, and you know yellow numbers do criticals, there's some weapons out there that are lethal that you don't need damage with. Anyways, this started as a junkies, well, I went from a Stimpak VEGP build full health to a junkies, because junkies was overpowered at the time, and me and S&T when we were back PvP buddies, we were both junkies builds. Then Azrael Wrath talked me into making a bloody build and try bloodied, so I went to go and bloodied, and since he's done that, and that was before legendary PA, this build hasn't changed a lot except from legendary cards giving me more perk points, so I could just add a couple more cards. That just useful, quality of life. You could do without them. Me personally, I would get rid of fireproof. Colo's already tank enough, especially for bloodied. Fireproof's just there for. Well, anyways, Conuts buff your Quantums, so Quantums overheal to 600 HP. If you're on 20% HP and you take a Cola, it heals you to 600 HP. It doesn't matter if you've only got like 15 HP. You can have 15 HP as long as they don't hit you for 110. You won't insta die unless if it's a VATS crit or crit with a pulse grenade or lag switching that I fucking disgust in. Absolutely hate it. Don't know why people cheat in this game. But fireproof, you could have it there, you can't have it there. Flamers with their nerf, non-legacy, not really worth it. Executioner's fire rates, not worth it. Explosive okay, but then you got ESO, but it's like fireproof's quality of life. Strength in numbers buff those mutations. Suppressor, tenderizer, obviously, because when it run out, they reboot again, so you attack a target, do 10, and then when you attack that target, it does that. That's how you get people when your bloody build hitting like from like 20s all the way down to 5s and 4s. Anyways, don't rage again. This is bloodied. It gives you health regen, damage resistance, and AP regen. That's lovely. Batteries included. The quality of life. The reason why I have that on it is because I don't have travelling pharmacy on, because travelling pharmacy is just a waste. Put your chems in stash box. You can put those perk coins somewhere else. That's why I say that this build, if you're not even max level with 300, you can still fiddle around with it, because you could do that, and just make it suit you. But we got stabilized for the accuracy and for the anti-armor effect. If you're trying to VATS awareness someone, see if they're stacking with over 1000 ER, don't recommend having stabilized on, because awareness takes, I believe, how much? 45% of the actual. So say if they're stacking to like 1000, you only see like 500 and something ER. What you got to do is you got to add it all up and then capiche. Demo expert, it does work on legacies. Don't listen to someone that doesn't. You can test by damage numbers and HP. I don't really like testing with damage numbers, because damage numbers I can and very are inaccurate, because what happens with damage numbers, so you hit 110 on someone and they're not dying, it could either the server's lagging, or there's a bug with it where it calculates when you hit the target, it doesn't cut all the resistance the target has. So realistically it says you're doing 110 but you're really doing 20s. So that's really nice card to have. Through hike again, I wouldn't say so much quality of life, because it is a must-have. Defo must-have. Otherwise, you won't be able to take colas, because colas are so heavy. They honestly have to reduce the weight of them. It's a penny else carrying them. Action Boy is for when you say you pop your colas, you're in the air, and you started falling, and like on me previous gen systems, it'll take a while to get in your pit boy and all like that. So Action Boy is just there to complement Dodgy. They work really well together. When I was full alpha build, I didn't have emergency protocols on. I had Connect Dinos. And Connect Dinos, if you're full alpha, you have Connect Dinos on. Those Action Boy Connect Dinos really go together. I'm gonna mod my PA where I take calibrated shocks off to put kinetic servos just for the extra AP regen. More AP regen the better. Because I think I might have to upload a video, but I think it works when you're falling. Like I can see a visual difference, but I've got to check like numbers and everything. Anyways, bloody mess to get that damage up. Class Freak to suppress. These two are quality of life. If you can make mass amount of serums, and every time you PvP, you pop serums to get mutations and to suppress them, then you can take these off, and you can just have 3 in luck, and then you could take that 5, and well, you could either put in strength, a charisma, or intelligence, or agility, if you want to make a sneak build. Me personally, I don't really rely on sneak builds, because I do find it's a bit finicky to get them work, and when you crouch, you take more damage since Sentinels doesn't work. But anyways, let's go on to mutations. These are mutations you need. Vice Herbivore to get that crit damage up, of the yellow numbers when you hit someone in the head. These are all. Plague Walker, yeah, I said in a previous video, interesting about Plague Walker is what I can see and what I can test by HP is with the Strangler Heart, it also stacks with the Strangler Heart, so you do a bit more acid damage. And I haven't tested if you have more diseases, does the Plague Walker damage either have an extra poison or not, so I might have to test that at some time. Anyways, let's go into the weapons I used. Right, these are the weapons I use. The BEGP. BEGP, I'll get to something that really confused me about the BEGP and TCGP. That's for the Full Elves, the Executioners for the bloodied, since execution is multiplicative, and it's not additive damage, so it does shred health. Then we got a TSC. My TSC Gatling Plasma. Now the thing that I say is really weird. If someone doesn't have funky dodge on, use TSC. If they did, the BE out damages TSC. For the pure reason that you only shoot one extra bullet with the TSC. And that's your damage, 173. This is your damage with the Gat Plas, TSC. If I quickly go blooded here, you can probably notice the difference. BEGP, almost 200 damage. And the TSC, 175. With grounded, this jumps, you could usually get this around 300 damage. And fully buffed and everything, and it's insane. I've mopped full health builds with this GP. A lot. Anyways, those are the legacies. The non-legacies that you can use in this. Ghost miniguns. My previous video on the criticals, this does it better than the LMG against PA builds. I wouldn't say commanders, because commando you had the dents and it's explosive. But as long as you hit headshots, you hit 110s with this, it's hard to tank it. I found quite a few people with this. I actually had 10k rounds at the start of the weekend. I'm almost empty. I use it a ton, and I would argue the pepper shaker, even though the pepper shaker doesn't do that much damage because of the spread. But if you're struggling to kill someone, pepper shaker or the LMG, work with this build. This build is very diverse. You could use legacies and non-legacies. Anyways, for the armor, we will be getting my OG armor. Now, as we see here, this is OG Strangler. You could look at it, it says Strangler. You see how there's no vines poking out the paint or nothing. Let's go on a stash box. And yeah, help if I can find a stash box. Probably cut this bit out. Yes. So this is OG Strangler. As you can see, the vines don't pop through, and it's interesting how OG works. This is what you call the gold bullion Strangler, because I've got a legacy piece in here. If I take the arms off, that should go back to, right, you see how these bits are painted and the vines show through. This is the gold bullion Strangler. It does less damage. Now you see these Stranglers, how they're painted the ultrasight paint. These are OG bits. I've got quite a few bits of OG. This one I wouldn't say is OG, I would say this is the second wave because it's got the vines on it, but this one here, 100% OG. First lot of PA that came out in the Vault 94 raids and everything. Anyways, difference between this PA and the difference between that PA and the OG and Strangler. The Vault 1, it does do acid damage, but its acid damage is not as effective. The Vault 1, how it works is when you shoot your pellet, it does the acid damage, and when you shoot again, the Vault 1 actually cancels out the first lot of acid damage, so it doesn't stack, unlike the OG one that you got from the Vault raids. You hit them. You do first sort of acid damage, then you hit them again. It does not refresh the first sort, so you get twice or 3 times. It depends how much time you hit them for. I believe the Strangler effects last for like 3 seconds, and you can get quite a lot of shots in there. That's why the pepper shaker is really good with them. Anyways, don't mind. I can't be bothered to rename my chassis. Anyways, want a decent set. Again, I would take this piece off, but I haven't got any ESA or PSA chest pieces, so I'm stuck with cryo resistance. I hate cryo resistance because cryos do no damage. Anyways, for your torso, you want emergency protocols. It is also effective in ultrasight, but I believe this is the jetpack arm, and you want a jetpack arm. Now, if Bethesda ever does get rid of jetpack arms, I want them to put a secondary slot on the PA, because it makes zero sense why we can only have one jetpack but not have like the internals as protocols or med pump. Makes zero sense at all. The helmet again, you can't get these non-legendary, so which you could get legendary helmets, but yeah, again I wish PA was never added, legendary PA, because it ruined PvP. Anyways, that's the armor. Let's go on to the buffs. Right, reason I don't take vodka with this is because you see my max HP is 81. I put on Party Boy, and I don't know if they fixed this or it's not, but Team Medic. Wait, did I put Team Medic on? Wait, no, I meant to put Party Boy. Oh, Party Boy. Anyways, you see my HP? Vodka. Buffs up to that. Let's take a speed roll. And yes, it does give you extra HP. Just by the slightest. But when that runs out... How long has that got the effect for? That's got 3 minutes. When that runs out, you'd find yourself on 1 HP. And then you'll die. We could wait here. And you know what? I'm gonna cut the video right here, and I'll put it to where the effects of alcohol run out. Actually, wait, I just had an idea. I can take it different. Yes, I can take it one. So yeah. Anyways. I've just taken away because I can wait 3 minutes. But you see how my HP is no longer full. I started with 81, the effects of vodka wear off, and I'm now at 29 HP. That kills you in PvP. That does, and it sucks. You're PvPing, you take damage, and whilst you're there tanking, all of a sudden vodka runs out and you're left on basically 0 to 9 HP. So one of the reasons why I don't run Party Boy and I don't take vodka right there. It really does mess you up to times. Sometimes it can be close, sometimes it can't. Anyways, to the buffs. If I'm using a gold minigun, I believe high voltage Hefe and ballistic box don't affect it. I know high voltage Hefe doesn't affect GPs, they affect lasers, but for some reason they don't affect explosive GPs. Anyways, for the guns as we will be taking, not guns, the buffs. XL, just for that extra special, you know. Bit higher strength, bit higher perception, you know, just in case if anyone's crawling around. Tesla Science 2 if you're fighting any GPs. Because there's a specific order how you got to take these buffs. So you take an XL first, you go up here, you take an overdrive. This overdrive's useful because if you see at the bottom, critical damage and damage. Wonderful. It is wonderful. And then you go up here and you pop 3 Formula P. Then you've applied your chems correctly, because if I say I go and take an overdrive and then I take a XL, the effects of overdrive will get cancelled out. You've got to take them in specific order, so all the effects can be active at one time. You pop your Stealth Boy for anyone that's food build and VATS's, because they do no damage or they can't aim. Oh, but you VATS that guy in the other video. Yes, I accidentally misclicked my L2 button. It looks like my controls mapped funny. I've remapped my controls as R2 to aim and R1 to shoot, and L1 to jump. And when I went to go and jump, I accidentally hit L2, but I didn't VATS for it. Scout banners, I would say, but it's pay to win, so no. Anyways, we have grounded again for any energy weapon you're using, just to get your damage a bit more up. And either you've got two choices here: LMG, pepper shaker, golf minigun, big guns. Anything else like legacies, explosive. Oh, but the ESA reducts it. But you get more damage per shot. Unlike the big guns here, what happens is if I fire, each one of those bullets do 20% damage. Right, 20% of add this. Now explosive, it does 25%, and because it's explosive, you see here, I'm shooting. Let me just. I shot a bit more. Well, let's say I shot there. Let's say 5 to 6 shots I shoot. That's 6 to 5 times. That's happening, activating, buffing my explosive damage even more. I used to be absolutely brutal with my BE laser. You can ask my monkey and his friends. He accused me of stacking because I almost one-tapped his friend with it, and I found the shit out of a monkey. Back when BE lasers were really good for PvP, but now they're nothing. They do no damage. And maybe you're addicted just to get rid of those addictions. Speaking of addictions, time to get rid of those addictions. Ammo wise, I would just say plasma cores. For legacy, just hold plasma cores and fusion cores, and that's it. And for the rest, just take the ammo you need. You see all this ammo because it's, again, I was on my PvE build. But yeah, I think that concludes my year-old build on this game. I might cover my riflemen just in case, well, my commando just in case if they do get buffed, but for now, I think they will not. And I've got to do some stuff. Yes, that's all my build. I might turn this build. I don't know what I'm gonna turn this build into. I might turn it into a sneak build and give sneaker shot, but for now, I don't know what to do with it. Oh, I can buy another loadout. But you know what? The only thing you spend in this game, if you're a PvPer, punch card machines. Loadouts are wonderful. Like, oh yeah, I'm feeling the commando mode. Bam, commando. Oh, I'm feeling the GP mode or serious PvP. That build. I want to get most of my pepper shaker PvP in this build, and it just continues my LMG build, the Tempest build, or as Asian Roglord said, he calls it the AC 130 build, even though, but he did say he will respect me and call it a Tempest build because that was the one that came up with the criticals and that shit with the yellow numbers. Anyways, that concludes the video. So see ya, and stay tuned, like, sub, and I'll probably share this on Reddit pages and everything, just to help the people that want to get into PvP. Because at the end of the day, my goal in this game is to not be toxic, is to help as many people as I can with PvP. Because again, a lot of people come to PvP, they see slackers, and it's like, oh, PvP is cheat, all PvP is toxic. I'm here to prove those people wrong. So if you have a friend that's willing to get into PvP, please share this video. And hell, if you want help with it, go and join my Discord. I might leave my Discord in the description. If not, you can go on my channel to the About Me, and it should have the Discord link there. Anyways, stay tuned, farm people, and remember,